What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action, spawning in the right side of the map in the red color, playing as Oranos. His name is Kimo. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Poseidon. His name is Matreiuss. The map is Alfheim, and this is a best of 5 for the Meta Plays monthly tournament number 3. Currently 2-0 for Matreiuss, making it look, well, not making it look easy. These games have been very, very close. Definitely that second game could have gone either way. Absolutely either way. But Matreiuss managed to swing that one in his favor at the end of that game. And that first game there was just a really, really nice start from Matreiuss, and Kimo's never able to catch up. We'll see if Kimo's going to be able to make some sort of adjustment in this third game here. It is a very different map than that Blue Lagoon. Or the two giraffe Blue Lagoon can be a little bit difficult to play for the Oranos players because the giraffe runs out in an awkward time. And the Theseus knows that he can just move forward and find the hunt very, very simply and easily, and then you're feeling bad for yourself. So one thing that maybe might be an option here for Kimo is going to be attempting to find where his second hunt is early over here and moving to it nice and early to save some of this hunt in the back, and then do some switcheroos over here. Maybe have the villagers on the gold mine over here, not on the deers, and have the villagers over here on the elk, finishing this off before coming back over onto the gold and then coming over onto the deers. That way, not going to get pushed off it, or something similar like that. Maybe on the wood might be simpler than the gold. Anyways, point is, if that early Theseus start from Matreiuss is actually that obnoxious for Oranos, it's got to be something you can do about it. House coming up for Matreiuss right now, and I think he has got really good hunt in this game. He's found his deer over here. He hasn't found his caribou, I don't think, just yet. They are over here, so they're a little bit obnoxiously placed, but the lure is up, so it's going to be able to pull in a bunch of those, maybe even take some away from Kimo, and we do see that Kimo has moved to these caribou nice and early. Absolutely love that for Kimo. Get in here, start getting those nice and early. We see the temple coming up for Matreiuss, so it is about approximately when you want to get it up. You go about 8 villages and then get the temple up. Is that right? Yeah, ish. 3 villages, or he's gone 2 villages wood, so it's a touch earlier than otherwise. So Theseus early, send over here, obnoxious, difficult for the Oranos to deal with that, and they've walked so far over to this location. So what I like this from Kimo. So what Kimo can do here potentially, right, is the Catacomb boss does spot these citizens, which is going to be very, very annoying. But what he can do to get Theseus out is he could run these citizen like over here onto wood and just hide them as soon as he sees the Theseus walking this way. And does he see it? Or he's moved his oracles back. So he's not going to see the Theseus. Looks like he's going to be bringing the Theseus over to just defend his hunt instead. Okay, fair enough. Not going for that aggression. The map is I think it's a touch bigger than Blue Lagoon. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Prometheus is on the way. And Hermes is just a little bit faster for Matreiuss, so he's going to get going just a little bit quicker. And how much food does he have? He's got a good amount of food here. I wouldn't be surprised to see a fast second town center for Matreiuss this game. This town center doesn't get him much. This town center kind of secures this gold mine. So we'll see how this goes. Hand axe is coming through for Kimo. Prometheus comes through for Kimo as well as the counter barracks and military barracks coming out. Now this is what I want to see. I want to see 3 hero Mamilo. And I want to see hero Terma. Absolutely useless unit in this matchup. The centaur will get cleaned up very simply by Hiro Mamilo, moves faster than the center. The Terma is just a drunk javelin thrower and will never hit a center no matter how much he tries. We just see some walls coming up as well. Kind of love this for Matreiuss. It sort of secures this town center as well. So this could be one of those wild games where Matreiuss can get 3 town centers. Maybe. Who knows? But we've got the Catapulti coming out. Good. So he's going to go Mermillo Catapulti. He's going double Catapulti for the heroes. So this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what you need to do. Make those units come out. I think I would prefer double Mermillo, 1 Catapulti, but I mean, it is what it is. Beggars can't be choosers. At least he's not getting a hero termer. There are matchups where you're going to want that hero termer, but this is not one of them. And there we go. We've got double hero Catapulti. The Mermillo is starting to come out. The term is starting to come out. Now Kimo can move forward, but Matreiuss is 2 town centers. And man, this is one of those things that makes Matreiuss like so good. He very, very rarely does the same strategy in a series. So what he did in the first game for Matreiuss was he pushed with that early Theseus, which meant the Oracles had to come home. And then he goes, okay, in that third game, when we see this matchup again, I'm going to go for far second town center because I know that Kimo is going to want to bring his Oracles home again to defend against any sort of early pressure. So he's not going to see me get this town center up because normally this just gets shut down by, or force ceasefire by early Oracle heroes. But obviously in this game, doesn't happen. And now Matreiuss is 2 town centers. The answer here for Kimo, like it or not, the answer here for Kimo is to stop making units. He's made too many units already. He does not need these units. Like these one, this is enough. These does not need. Cancel. Second town center, third town center, rush Mythic Age, full population after that, rush Mythic Age. And then go for a gold staff, Tartarian gate on one side, gold staff on the other, kind of vibes. And that's just, I mean, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong. Like maybe some Atlantean players can tell me in the chat, but that's just what has been done for ages, absolutely ages for the Atlantean players. And there's just no way to stop those 3 town centers because you've already got enough units out. The town centers go up and the units start coming again. And the way that Matreiuss is playing this is these units just not going to do anything. And you have to think about it like this. You're 1 town center, my opponent is 2 town centers. So every 15 seconds I'm getting further and further behind if I don't kill any villages. Or I don't push off any resources. And nothing like that's happening. What are these relics here? Tale of Cerberus, Cobras of Forest. Both great relics to grab for Atlantean as well, but Kimo has not been able to manage to do that just yet. And we just see these double walls here for Matreiuss. This is absolutely obnoxious. I hate it. I hate it so much. Ah! And you see how much damage that he gets out of this. This wall goes down and then he has to kill this wall as well. Obviously, Kimo is going to try and push through this wall. He's got a lot of units here. Ceasefire can come down for Matreiuss if he wants. He's just pulling off this gold mine here. He can move over onto this gold mine if he needs to. But, like, here's the question. Is this going to do anything? He kills both the walls and he just runs. And Matreiuss just puts the wall back up. See a couple of Hero Mermillo coming in to just deny that wall there. But, like, what? What am I watching? We see the, and now this timing is too late on the town center. This town center should have been up as some hoplites coming down with the Hippocon, and there's no units back here. Oh, dearie me. The 3 town centers are coming in. It's just too late. It's just too late. The citizen has to retreat back. The army has to come back for Kimo to push these away. At least this town center will come up. At least, I mean, it might, unless Matreiuss Spidey senses it, which he might because Kimo's scores dropped a lot, considering how many units he's built. I'm actually genuinely interested in what the resources graph looks like here. Right? It's Oh, it is still Atlantean favored, even with the 2 town centers. So it's fine. It's fine for Kimo. So long as he's in front on the resources, it's kind of fine. Because you have to make that push work. But if Matreiuss can just hold on until he gets Mythic Age, if he just goes 2 town centers semi-fast Mythic here, then, or even just 2 town centers Mythic, goes full population Mythic, he should be able to deal with the Tartarian gate with a Colossus and with a Polyphemus, or even just with a Polyphemus, and then go from there. Poseidon is one of the better gods against Tartarian gate. Might be even worth it to try Vortex here. Maybe. Now Kimo's kind of getting a little bit antsy here. He probably shouldn't be fighting this. These Terma don't do a lot of damage. And there's Murmillo in the front, not going to do much at all, and we have to see him retreat here. So he takes a small amount of kills there and retreats out. I can't tell you who won that fight, but I mean, Matreiuss is happy. See, the town center is now on the way up, about to go up to 3 town centers. The farms starting to come out. These farms really look like farms built by an AI. I know it's Atlantean, it doesn't matter, but I was... Have you ever played like the AI and they build their farms like really far away from the town center, but it looks really nice. Like it's super aesthetic. See another Valor there. I love that Kimo's been focusing on valoring the Murmillo here in this game. It's such a vital unit to have heroized. Just helps out so much. But medium infantry, medium cavalry coming out now. 103 population, 58 villages to 19 citizens. So very, very close. Now you see Kimo walking in. Terma in the back here. There are starting to be some Toxotes coming out. The wall's coming up. Maybe it's just a little bit too late here for Matreiuss, but I think those hoplites do some good damage. We do see the Hippocon coming for a raid here. It's definitely not something advisable at this point. We might actually have to see a ceasefire here from Matreiuss. These units are going to do a lot of damage here in this location, but looks like the Murmillo are starting to fall off. And if the Murmillo... actually, no, they're not. There's still tons there. There you go. The villagers getting pulled off their gold mine here in order to try and come in and take down the Terma. They're just now going to be retreating back as more hoplites are coming out into this position. We do have a lot of military buildings here for Matreiuss, so his production is very, very strong here. 94 population to 115, so Kimo's still in the lead here, but all of these units do look like they're getting cleaned up. And before the Terma can retreat, we see the wooden wall back up. Nice play there from Matreiuss to cut them off, and while that's going on, Kimo is dealing with these medium Hippocon nicely. But really, what Kimo needs to get here, he's throwing up a couple more military abilities, but he needs to get Heroic Age, and he needs to start thinking about Mythic Age. Otherwise, this 2 town centers here, you get to 80 villages, and that's when the economy stops favoring the Atlantean player, because they've only got 27 villages, and you times that by 3, and that is not equal to 80, right? It's 74. And it's not quite 3. It's not times by 3. It's more like times by point. It's 2.5, right? So the 80 villages is just more than the Oranos player has. But Hyperion now on the way, and this is a problem here for Matreiuss. If Matreiuss can't chase the Heroic Age by about a minute, so he needs to be clicking up before or just as Hyperion clicks, or maybe 15, 20 seconds after Hyperion hits. Otherwise, his own Mythic Age is too late to really help him with the Tartarian gate. But Matreiuss is going for 3 town centers here. He's going for 3 town centers. We'll see if this is going to work. He does have a ceasefire. That's the kind of the point I was making. It's like you have a minute to sort of catch up. Or maybe a minute 30, right? Another stable coming up in the middle of nowhere here for Matreiuss. This villager almost got sniped there. She's only got 4 HP. But Matreiuss is getting very close to that next age. This gold mine is getting close to being expired, but it looks like Matreiuss can get these walls set up and control all the top of this map, which would be huge. And meanwhile, we've got a forward 2 palaces here from Kimo. I really, really hope he intends to go heroic age as well. Oh, sorry, mythic age as well here. Because I think I would much prefer to see these be like fire siphons at this point to push through than destroyers. Because the pacifist will come. But Aphrodite coming through. We see Masons coming through nice and early here. We see Hecate is on the way. So Kimo doing this very, very nicely. He's playing this correctly, somewhat correctly. We see the Satyr here going to be getting sniped though by Matreiuss. Nice play to surround that one before the Murmillo come in and clean that up there. We'll see how this is going to go. We do see some destroyers coming out. It is sort of vitally important that we see those fire siphon coming out of the palace, because that allows Kimo to really push hard, and that's what he needs. And we'll see where this Tartarian gate would go, and I think the best place for the Tartarian gate is going to be a place in which you can hit this location and this location. So if we can kind of place it maybe here or something, and hit the gold mine as well, and while he's pushing it over on here. So we'll see if this is going to work. We've got some military buildings coming up on this location over here, as I accidentally hit play fast twice. Apparently I'm drunk. But the destroyers come in. There's a lot of destroyers here. 10 destroyers to take down this town center. There is still a ceasefire though. So this is another reason why these destroyers not the best, because a pacifist is going to come, whereas the fire siphon going to be completely fine. But he will be able to force a ceasefire here. Surely we see the destroyer coming up onto this location. We'll see where that Tartarian gate is going to get cast. We see a shockwave there onto the villagers to help push them back. Help take down this town center a little bit more. See the Tartarian gate coming in onto this town center. It only really picks off 8 villages here. And it doesn't... Would have been better to just use it on the hometown center. So many more farms here. And you can see that they go very far. Look, this is this long. Right? So if I come over here, this long is this town center. And this long is this town center. They will attack at that range there. So right in the middle here would have been absolutely perfect, juicy. But we do see the town center goes down. Hephaestus on the way. Architects coming through for Kimo as well to make this Tartarian gate so juicy, strong here. The Hippocon are coming onto this location here. It's going to look like this town center should definitely go down. We are seeing some fanatics coming out. Would have liked just one fire siphon here, especially with those pacifists here. It looks like for some reason Kimo deciding to back off at this point, but heavy infantry, couple of weapons is coming through for Kimo. Going to be very key in the push through. These Terma need to kind of just get deleted at this point and make more room for some good units. There's the fire siphon we wanted to see. Very, very good. Very, very smart to get that one coming through. And that's going to be a very difficult push to have happen. We see the villagers coming in here. We see the Hippocon coming in here. Nemean Lion coming through as well. Those Tartarian spawns get taken down. You can kind of micro this a little bit. Get a little bit of damage done onto each of them, and then kill them all off at the very end would be the best way to do it. But looks like the town center is secured now for Matreiuss. We see a random Lampade coming in, wants to try and convert that Colossus there, it looks like. Smart play, but the Fire Siphon moving in. I want to see Kimo get some towers up in here and just keep pushing. He's got some resources in the bank. Needs a little bit more gold here. As you have Quarry. He's got Quarry, so he's got that there, but those Archers going to clean up those pacifists nicely. And the Fire Siphon can start doing work. You see a fortress going out for Matreiuss. Very, very valiantly defending over here. He's going to take down that citizen. We see the Sky Passage over here going to go down as well. That Colossus was converted there from that Kimo Lampade there. So nice play there from Kimo to take that one down. Fire Siphon going to attempt to kill the town center as fast as he possibly can here. And there's really not that many units, so I think this town center may go down. There's no engineers just yet, which, oh, he's misclicked a little. Oh. Don't kill the fortress. This does nothing. Should not be concerned about a Heliopolis coming in here. Get dealt with very, very easily by the Fanatics and the Murmillos. And those Fire Siphon both fall though. That's a little bit worrying. As these Fire Siphon, they've only got 11 range. Once you get Engineers, they get the extra 2 range. But you can come in and you can throw a wall up. And just keep these Fire Siphon safe, take down this Town Center. But meanwhile, the Town Center over here is getting completely attacked here. The Hetairoi here. And this Town Center, while you have Architects and Fortified Town Centers, it's just fantastic. Hetairoi are Hetairoi. And they are designed to kill everything. And now Kimo needs to retreat. He's got all of his army in this Sky Passage, and there's no Sky Passage back here. Well, there's one here. There's one Sky Passage here, so he can make his way over and push through there. But now Matreiuss can start pushing through on this location. And because this is so far away, it's kind of going to be tough for him. But we do see a Chaos coming in here, hits that Nemean Lion. And Matreiuss has to retreat. That's such a smart play there for Matreiuss to distract. And now Kimo is in a little bit of problem. The problem is, simply put, that Oranos falls off. And he's kind of doing okay now, but Oranos does fall off. So he needs to find some advantage here in this game. And I love this palace here for Kimo. Get this palace up. Start putting pressure onto this town center as well. Multiple fronts here. I love the Sky Passage usage in order to make that happen. He's got a lot of idle military here in this location. He's going to be popping them out. One thing Kimo might want to try and do or consider doing is just cancel all his military and get those line upgrades. He is getting Engineers, Bronze, Mail, wants to get Champion Archers at this point. He's got Champion Infantry, just needs that Champion Archers, and it looks like he's sort of working his way there. It's not the most important upgrade simply because the low base stats of an Archer, but it definitely helps a lot. Meanwhile, the Heliopolis now coming onto this location over here. Got to get those citizen involved. Couple of Fanatics over here wouldn't go astray. Now starting to see Sentry Towers coming up on the front here for Kimo. Just overdone it on those Arcus. Is he still building Arcus? He is. This is one of the things, small things about when you're building archers in the late game. You got to build them manually, never on auto queue. Because what happens is if you go on infantry archers, what happens is the infantry, they all die. The archers stay alive. So then once, if you're a 50-50 army to start with, then that turns into a 25-75 army, and then et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you don't want that. So small things. Small things are big. Now the Heliopolis can kind of just push in here and kill all of these. But the citizen, oh god, the damage these Heliopolis do to the citizen though. Holy. I tell you, these Heliopolis are strong, man. 5 pierce damage, 3 arrows. That's 15 pierce damage. 15 pierce damage, 18 damage a shot with the crush damage added on to human units. The human units have got 44% pierce damage, so it's a little bit less. But it's a lot of damage. Meanwhile, these archers over here are currently attacking a archery range. But Kimo does notice it. Going to be trying to take down the Polyphemus here. His watchtowers is still not on the way for Kimo. Very short on wood here. Now the infantry are starting to pump out here for Kimo. He's still making some Arcus, but I think he could kind of get away with just pure infantry here. Pure infantry fire siphons for, and maybe even tech into some Contrarius at this stage of the game just to deal with those Paspes instead of having to use those Arcus. But meanwhile, we see still some Matreiuss raids coming onto this town center. This manor over here getting cleaned up as well. These Matreiuss do so much damage. 3 citizen in here. It's a lot of gold not coming for Kimo. But now Kimo down to 140 population. He's lost that mana. He's at 1,800 gold. He's just not able to spend those resources for some reason. Lots of idle villagers everywhere. Did this recording game bug out at this point? Oh, looks like it's still going. A little bit surprised. The palace does go down here. Just a lot of units here for Kimo. A lot of resources in the bank. Surprised to see him not getting that iron weapons here. He's getting watchtowers. Very short on wood. Does he have the... He does have all the upgrades. I mean, he should be able to get that wood income when he wants it. But like I said, if he gets rid of these Arcus and just makes infantry, then he can just spam out towers and palace. And now we see a cheeky fortress coming up for Matreiuss. He loves doing this. And this is a reason why you got to get signal fires. If you had signal fires, you'd see this. You'd see all of this. Because it gives that line of sight onto that location there. But no signal fires. And now Kimo kind of getting pushed back here as Polyphemus is coming into the fray here. Man are back up onto this location. These buildings are going to start getting taken down. It takes a long time for Catapeltes to kill a building though. 7.5 hack damages are really not enough. And now Kimo looks like he has to retreat a little bit here. And has he spotted this yet? He hasn't spotted it. This is just beautifully played here by Matreiuss. As the fortress comes up, the walls come up as well. But Kimo does have an option to come around this side. There is a fortress here to make things difficult. You can also come around this side. So Matreiuss needs to drop another wall here in order to like really secure those Petropolis. And Pacifist moving forward into this location here. Metropolis will do so much damage. There's still no engineers here for Matreiuss. I'm not sure if he's ever going to be able to afford that. He's got some idle military he has to deal with, but now we've got some champion Murmillo coming in onto this location. Stone walls coming through as well. Such a huge upgrade. When you get this upgrade, you get 600 extra hit points on the walls. That's so much. So much. Yeah, the town center for Kimo is looking like it's falling out. I'm not sure what he can do at this point if he loses that town center. He's got so many population in sky passages. He loses the town center. No effort to try and get this one back here. And now Matreiuss is just going to keep spreading out onto this location here. This is just looking really, really bad for Kimo. And I don't see really any way to like push through this this spot over here. And even Matreiuss can even like snipe this sky passage as well if he so chooses. But Kimo is kind of going all in onto this town center. He can potentially take it down. He does have that engineered fire siphon here. That's the only siege he has in this location though. A fortified town center with architects. Fortress coming up. Hoplites moving in. We can take down the fire siphon. It's kind of going to be very, very tough for Kimo. And over here, the Polyphemus is all he needs. This unit here, 700 HP. Arguably a little bit busted. Just argue. He might not be. He might not be. He might be fine. You tell me. These are the guard towers coming down over here. And now Matreiuss going to attempt to take the fourth town center for himself. Boiling oil coming through for Kimo. See the sky passage getting picked off, and that's going to be this entire area kind of thwarted for Kimo. That's the fire siphon over here going to try and take these villages down. This is kind of the only gold that Matreiuss has right now, so he really wants this location. He's going to take the villages over here. He does have a trade route up though, and he can sell for the time being. You can sell food and wood and a decent price at this point. So gold is not that vitally important here. And he does have a gold mine here as well if he wants to move there. But now the fortress is over here getting picked off. This town center just about to come up. Polyphemus is cleaning up villages over here, just walloping at him. That damage there is so high, 24 hack damage, 5 crush damage. Another palace coming up, getting sieged down by our 9 HP Petropolis. Does get sniped there. Still medium Hippocon. You probably should stop building Hippocon. But yeah, it is what it is. Matreiuss, the cavalry lover. Divine Blood coming through for Matreiuss. These fire siphons do look like they're falling, and when Matreiuss hits his 180 population, it's going to be brutal. Obviously, now Matreiuss has got the 4 town centers. He can't support it with the villages that he has. But it looks like Kimo's lost a lot of civilian units himself. He's run out of gold as well. So he can't make a push back. Because at this point, Matreiuss needs to like have a couple more minutes just to like get the trade route sorted in order to maybe like have him get up to 180 pop. He's just going to be sitting at 140 pop here. And Kimo is going to decide to tap out in that point of the game. Yeah, he just couldn't get that gold income at the end of the game here. I feel like this talent center may have been just grabbed a little bit too easily here, and just too many Arcus from Kimo. The Arcus were just chewing into Kimo's entire wood supply, so he couldn't make towers. He couldn't make fire siphon, and he couldn't make palaces really. Now, those are the buildings that he really needed, and the units he really needed were Fanatics and Mamillo in order to push back, and maybe even Tartarius if the Hypaspes start becoming a nuisance. And at that stage, then Matreiuss is going to start opting more into his into some different units. But he was just like no attempt at changing the comp here, and it just kind of didn't work for Kimo. He wasn't able to get this town center down. If Kimo would if Kimo managed to make this Tartarian gameplay work, take this town center down, it would have been another story. He managed to get the ceasefire out of it, but when the ceasefire comes, just send a villager in, get the walls up, and then you fire siphon sit behind the walls and can hit this town center. Even at 11 range, it's still huge because now the units can't come back in, and I don't see it really possible for Matreiuss to hold this if those fire siphon were nice and secured here. And then you have to ask the question, would Matreiuss have then been able to take this town center down in response to that pressure there? And then maybe the map shifts a little bit, 45 degrees. But anyways, Matreiuss gets the sweep here, 3-0. I'm sure no one really expected that. Really, really nice play from Matreiuss. Obviously, he's been trying to win a tournament for some time, and he's always been like, Matreiuss is the dude. He's the dude to do it. And it's been nice to see a lot of variety in the winners here of these meta plays tournaments and Champions League and all the tournaments that are running here. So it's good to see such close competition at the top level. And I'm sure on the rematch when Kimo goes up against Matreiuss again, he'll have a chip on his shoulder and pull something new out that he's been working on. Can't wait to see potentially Kimo tries Hades against Matreiuss in a serious tournament. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed these games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next